Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, this is a live news show for movie fans. We're going to be talking Mean Girls, The Beekeeper, and Critics' Choice Awards. They're all winners, right? Yes, Mean Girls, Beekeeper, yeah, at the weekend's box office. All right, guys, it says that my stream health is poor, and I can't explain why. So hopefully the picture looks all good and stuff. My computer just decided it wanted to do updates at 1020 for some reason. It restarted, and now it's being monitored by something called Dragon, some kind of weird, I guess, monitoring my router. I don't know why it's there. It has to do with the motherboard kind of thing, but I'll get through it, guys. So I'm sorry if we're starting a little bit late. It's my bad. It's against my policy, but whatever. Let's start off with the Critics' Choice Awards. Harrison Ford gets emotional accepting Career Achievement Honor. Yeah, I saw this yesterday. I'm here because of a combination of luck and the work of wonderful directors, writers, and filmmakers. I feel enormously lucky. I'm happy for this honor and I appreciate it very much. But he goes on to talk about like the change in culture, right? It was part of his speech where it's kind of like, you know, back in the day, you couldn't have this many female directors and stuff like that. So he was like championing, I guess, I know some people won't like it, progressive kind of wins. And I respect that. He got emotional talking about it. He liked that kind of stuff. So, hey, I'm on board with Harrison Ford talking about that. Yeah. But that being said, it's cool that he got that award. Let's go in and talk about what the winners were for the Critics' Choice Awards. Now, guys, if you don't know, I never watch this show because I only watch the Oscars pretty much. I'll keep my eye on like the SAG Awards and stuff. But beyond that, it's just too much. Anyway, let's take a look at what won. Best Film, Best Picture went to Oppenheimer. No surprise there. Everybody expects Oppenheimer to win Best Picture. Everybody else is this kind of a gratuity nomination. Best Director went to Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. Can't complain with that. Greta Gerwig would be up there for me, and Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things would also be up there for consideration. Scorsese, like, look at this. They're nominating 6 people. Who's going to get left out? Will Greta Gerwig be bumped out for the Oscars? Alexander Payne and Martin Scorsese. I think Scorsese he'll be there, but I think out of all of them, I would boot out Maestro, Bradley Cooper. I know, but people like Maestro, James. Whatever. Best Actor, Paul Giamatti, The Holdovers. Okay, so we took it over Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and everybody thought that Oppenheimer. Well, you know what? That's well earned, and this is kind of like a precursor as to what's going to happen, perhaps, maybe with the Oscars. Who knows? I don't think Leonardo DiCaprio is going to get nominated. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's going to come down between Cillian Murphy and Paul Giamatti. Anyways, I saw American Fiction over the weekend with Jeffrey Wright. It was good. He was a good performance. He gave a good performance in American Fiction. But it was kind of like, just like what Leonardo DiCaprio did in Killers of the Flower Moon. It was just like an overall good performance. But there was nothing in there that made me go, holy crap, you got to watch it because of this one particular scene where he really stands out. It was just more of a collective thing. There were some scenes where he was bouncing off some other people that were really good, and those people really shined. Paul Giamatti, again, I can't complain about that. I never saw Rustin with Coleman Domingo, but that's cool that he's getting recognition for that. Bradley Cooper, I don't think he's going to win. Best Actress went to Emma Stone for Poor Things. Cool, man. Over Lily Gladstone. And that's the first kind of indication here that we're getting a bit of a slowdown with the push for Lily Gladstone, who seemed to be like the shoo-in. Like very early on in the season, I was thinking that she was pretty much the only lock that we would get, but people are starting to resonate around Emma Stone, coalesce around her, and that great performance that was throughout the entire film. Lily Gladstone, people have been saying it, other pundits have been saying that she's not there for the lack of the better half of the movie. Right? She's in bed, sick, and we don't really get to see her. She kind of disappears. She's good in it, but overall, when you look at what Emma Stone was doing in Poor Things, That's where I would go. And then, of course, I think the long shot would be Sandra Hüller from Anatomy of a Fall, which I still need to see, guys. I still need to sit down and watch that. Best supporting actor: Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer. Cool. Yeah, I got no problems with that. Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction. He was good in that. He was like the brother. Eh. Ryan Gosling for Barbie. Charles Melton for May December. Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. I think he's going to win the Oscar for that one too. Best Supporting Actress: Emily Blunt, Daniel Brooks, Barbie, Divine Joy. Now this is the only real lock that seems to be emerging now too. Is that Divine Joy Randolph for Holdovers seems to be the only one that seems to be like that's the one that's going to consistently winning over and over again. The only other one that I think could give her a run for her money is maybe Emily Blunt or America Ferrera from Barbie, because that monologue that she delivers was so strong. People reacted to that rather profoundly. So that's good. Yeah. RDJ is locked in for the Oscars. Yeah, I think so too. Best Young Actor and Actress: Dominic Sessa for The Holdovers. That's the dude in The Holdovers. I agree with that. Who else was up there? Milo Macho Grainer. I hear good things about this kid too from Anatomy of a Fall. God, we really need to watch Anatomy of a Fall. Seriously. Let me pull up the IMDb here. I need to get this done, James. I really do. Um, yeah, he was the son, right? Who witnessed it or something? Witnessed the murder of the mother murdering the father or something like that, or did she? I don't know. That's why I want to see the movie. Best Acting Ensemble: Air, Barbie, Oppenheimer. Yeah, Oppenheimer. That's ensemble. Barbie is close to being ensemble. You know who else was? Killers of the Flower Moon. Was that really ensemble? You had Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro, Lily Gladstone. That's three. No. Holdovers, sort of, maybe Color Purple would be a ensemble. Barbie would be ensemble, but yeah, Oppenheimer's definitely, they got it. Original screenplay went to Barbie. Really? Best original screenplay went to Barbie. That's cool. Um, yeah, I got no problem with that. Because yeah, when you think about the screenplay, yeah, you think about the dialogue in that film and the way the story was told. That was a lot of ideas mixed together, and it flowed. It flowed well, so I'm on board with that. ADM in the live chat says, "Do you think Society of the Snow is Oscar worthy?" Pfeiffer says RDJ is locked in for the Oscars. Yeah. Do you think Society of the Snow is Oscar worthy? Maybe for cinematography. There would be something technical there, perhaps. I liked Society of the Snow, but I don't know, like acting wise, maybe in the foreign films. Yeah, let's see. Best adapted screenplay: Cord Jefferson for American Fiction. Really? Poor Things. I'm really surprised that Oppenheimer didn't win for that either. American Fiction was good. Or Are You There, Gotti? It's Me, Margaret. That's cool. All of Us Strangers. American Fiction was a good movie. It just wasn't. I don't know if it stuck the landing. It's going to be mixed. I think it'll stand the test of time. American Fiction will. It'll grow. But it's sort of niche to our time period here now. So it'll be kind of like 30 years from now, they'll look back at this as kind of like, oh, this is what we thought about society at this particular moment in time. It's not the movie that I thought it was going to be, but I liked American Fiction. Best cinematography. There you go. Side of Snow's not there. Huh. Maestro, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, Saltburn. Saltburn had some good cinematography. Oppenheimer, yeah. Oppenheimer, I think I got no problem with that. The only one that I would say is maybe Poor Things, because it's got that abstract, volume-ish kind of thing going on in the background with the weird skies that are like from impressionist paintings and stuff like that. But it looks cool. Oppenheimer, I got no problem with that. Best production design went to Barbie over Oppenheimer and Killers of the Flower Moon. Asteroid City was nominated for Best Production Design. Fascinating. I liked Asteroid City. Not a lot of people did. Poor Things had good, really, Poor Things had some really good production design. Um, got no problems with Barbie winning. CCA crowned Anatomy of a Fall as his best foreign film yet. Oscars France picked The Taste of Things, paves the way for Society of the Snow to clinch covered title. Maybe, Bifer says. Best editing, William Goldberg. Oppenheimer won for best editing. I got no problem with that. Best costume design went to Barbie over Color Purple, huh? Wonka had some good costume designs. Killers of the Flower Moon also did. Napoleon, what are you doing here, man? Yeah, okay. Costume work in Napoleon was good. But actually, costumes in Poor Things was also really good, too. So, Barbie winning that one, no problem there. Best hair and makeup went to Barbie. Over Priscilla, really? That's cool that Priscilla was nominated for that. The hair and makeup in that was also really good too. Poor Things makeup in that was. Oh yeah, look at what Willem Dafoe in Poor Things with the weird kind of a prosthetics kind of thing that he had on his face. But overall, it was like that was really cool stuff too. Maestro, no, the nose took me out. Whoops, sorry. The prosthetic nose that he had on his face was too. I don't know. It took me out of it. Anyway, best visual effects went to Oppenheimer. Best visual effects. So it won. Really, over the creator. I would have given it to the creator just because of how ingenious they were with making that film work with the budget that they had. Oppenheimer did have some good visual effects with the practical effects and stuff. But yeah, I would have given it to the creator. Across the Spider-Verse is a cartoon. What are you talking about? Best comedy, Barbie. Yeah, American Fiction, Bottoms, Holdovers. No Hard Feelings would have been fun. Actually, I'm surprised that Poor Things didn't take that down, but Barbie got no problem with that. So Barbie, big winner. Best animated feature went to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So there you go. The people who were bummed out that it didn't win the Golden Globe, there you go. You finally got some appreciation for your Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I still think that Elemental and the Boy and the Heron, guys, is how you pronounce that word. I don't know why there are so many other pundits out there that are having trouble pronouncing the word heron, but they seem to be. The Heron is what they're saying. It's like, what? Guys, come on. I think The Boy and the Heron is going to be the lock for the Oscars. Elemental might give it a run for its money. And Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse might get there too. Best Foreign Language Film, Anatomy of a Fall. Society of the Snow was nominated there. Okay, there you go, ADM. But you're running up against Anatomy of a Fall. And the Zone of Interest, I hear, is getting buzzed too. Oh, Godzilla -1 is so awesome. Now that's just me as a young boy going, God, please give us Godzilla -1. Please give us Godzilla -1. But Anatomy of a Fall, it's just, God, I gotta find a copy of that and we gotta watch it. I don't know. It's like -16 outside today. Maybe we can watch it this afternoon if I can find a copy of it. Best song went to I'm Just Ken. Cool. And people think that one's going to win the Oscar too. And Peaches is there. At least they didn't give it to that Billie Eilish one that just shows up in the credits for Barbie. Like I wish they would. It has to be part of the movie, guys, not just during the credits. I don't like that stuff. I'm Just Ken winning. Yeah. Anatomy of Fall and Godzilla not eligible for the Oscars for Best Foreign Film. Really? Why not? Bummer. That sucks. Best score went to Michael Giacchino for Society of Snow. There you go, ADM. It had a good score. It did. Poor Things also had a good score. Wait a minute. What the heck? Why is this highlighted, but then it says Ludwig Göransson is one for Oppenheimer? Something's wrong there, right? Oppenheimer winning for best score, though. That's probably where it's going to go for the Oscars. And then we're just into a bunch of TV stuff here, guys, that I'm not going to cover because I don't know all the TV stuff, and it's probably just going to go to the token stuff like The Bear and at Elementary and stuff like that, and Succession. Only Murders in the Building. Meryl Streep, really. Best limited series went to Beef. Really, and see, this is what I don't like. Where the heck is Fall of the House of Usher? No, no love for that. Come on. And Lessons in Chemistry on Apple TV Plus, which I'm thinking about signing up for in a couple of days. Murder at the End of the World. Best movie made for television. Quiz Lady. That's the one with Aquafina, right? Best actor in a limited series or movie. Stephen Wen. Okay, cool. At least he won for it for Beef. Best actress in limited series. Ali Wong for Beef. Jonathan Bailey for Fellow Travelers. Maria Bello for Beef. Beef is on Netflix, and I guess I should be watching it, guys? Lupin. Best foreign language series. Best animated series. No! Oh, God, Jesus. I'm going to... No, sorry. Best comedy series. But, James, it's a cartoon. It might not be... It could be totally different from the movie. Maybe. 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 But I just don't want to expose or put too much focus on my prejudices. There you go. All right, guys, those are the winners of the Critics' Choice Awards. What did you think about that? Did you watch the show? How was the host? Did that work? Or was there a host? I don't know. I'll have to watch some of the speeches during my lunchtime here. But Anatomy of a Fall is right up there. All right, guys, let's talk about one of my favorite topics. One of the movies I'm anticipating, Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat 2 behind-the-scenes photos feature first look at Tati Gabrielle as Jade. Oh, yes. She's going to be in Jade. And she was one of the bad guys in Tom Holland's movie there with Mark Wahlberg. What's it called again? Yeah. You know, it's based on a video game. Anyway, I forgot about that. So she's going to be Jade. Let's take a look. Hey, what are you doing? Stop that. The host, Chelsea Handler, looks like she like Barbie on edibles. Did she? Okay. All right. So Princess Katana. There we go. There's our first look. Okay. So we don't see that much. I tried to blow it out and look at it, but no. You just go to there and it's just her face. Okay. So well, that's fine. You know that she's gonna have kind of like her green makeup on, you think. Well, he's been posting a bunch of other stuff here. This Todd Garner looks behind the scenes. We got a big kind of axe there, or hammerhead kind of thing. Katana's fan. That's cool. I don't know what that is. Is that Sub-Zero's ice? I don't know. There's a motion picture Mortal Kombat kind of thing. Yeah, it looks like there's got to be a trailer coming soon. That's what I'm thinking. Got to be a trailer soon coming for this. Mortal Kombat. Got some glimpses, so we're going ahead on this. That's cool. In my books. Uncharted, that's what I was thinking of. She's the bad guy. She was one of the bad guys in Uncharted, right? Who plays Jade? Yeah. That's what this is from Uncharted. So, what else? When is this coming out? I thought it was going to be 2024. Plot under wraps. Now, again, obviously they're going to be fighting in the tournament this time, you would think, right? Quan Chi's going to be in this, so that's kind of cool. Is that the hand of Quan Chi? We saw that on his page there too, right? And Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn's going to be in there as well. So there, we got some more looks there up on the IMDb page. I'm very curious about all this stuff because I didn't hate the first the reboot Mortal Kombat. We reacted to it here on the channel, but I'm just curious because we're getting Johnny Cage with Carl Urban, and I don't know about that casting. There's Tati Gabrielle as Jade, Damon Harriman as Quan Chi. Let's take a look at him. He's going to be playing Quan Chi. He's going to be bald, though, guys. Quan Chi's bald. He better be bald with white makeup, right? Okay. Martin Ford is Shao Kahn. Let's take a look at Martin Ford. Well, he's got the physique for it. And his face is going to be covered anyway, as long as he's not saying cheesy lines like what were said in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I think we'll be. Oh yeah, yeah. He's definitely got the physique to be playing the big bad guy Shao Kahn. Oh yeah, the Machine. I never saw the Machine, but he's got him posing. Oh, he was in the Sandman during the hell sequences, huh? That's from the Sandman. So he's been around. Fascinating. Who else? Anything else here shocking? Mehcad Brooks is back as Jax. Lord Raidens. Cole Young. Ubu. You guys know how I feel about that. Chin Han is Shang Tsung. Katana's Adeline Rudolph. And Sindel. Well, I guess if we're going to bring in the Katana storyline, you want to know about her mother, Sindel. Yeah. Hopefully she just won't say cheesy lines like we're in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Liu Kang is back. Baraka. Mob leader. Kyle Wyatt. Kung Lao. Yeah. All right. Some first images, guys. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Hey, if you like this kind of stuff and you like talking about movies, what else can you find here on Mirror Domains? Well, my full movie review for The Beekeeper is up on the channel right now. I really enjoyed that movie. Go out and see that. It was a lot of fun, mindless action. Echo series. The entire Echo series is up on the channel right now. All 5 episodes. We just reacted to Kevin Hart's new heist movie, Lift, on Netflix. Go enjoy that. We just previously talked about Society of the Snow. I watched that, guys, and I'm still getting a lot of flack for that because people are just, I don't know, they seem to get their feathers ruffled by me saying that Alive was like the first movie of that story. And they're like, it's not a remake, James, it's not a remake. Well, it's sort of like the same events. The casual people will call it a remake. But anyway, Society of the Snow, it's going up good on the channel there, so go check that out. And it's a good movie for January. My best and worst list of 2023 still up on the channel, guys, as well as my favorite horrors. We just watched episode 13 of Hell's Kitchen last Friday. This Friday is the finale, so come join us around 6 p.m. on Friday because we'll be finishing watching Hell's Kitchen this season 22. And of course, then you know that we do movie news throughout the week here. So by all means, and we're live. So we got some comments here. Glass Viking says the color palette for I like the color palette from Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah, it seems, I like the contrast. Viper says Cole Young stole the roster spot of Johnny Cage and more deserving MK characters. Yeah, exactly. And it was just totally unnecessary. I think they were like, it was fairly obvious that Cole Young was meant to like bring in people who were into MMA style and say, okay, well, we can do MMA too. Here's an MMA fighter. Why didn't you just, you just had Mortal Kombat 1 out, right? And Mortal Kombat 11, just introduce Cole Young there and then people would be on board with it, right? Or more on board with it. But when you've got the main characters of Johnny Cage, Liu Kang, and Sonya Blade, it's kind of like, those are the 3 that we want to see. Those are the 3 that we want to follow because they got really, it's their version of the trilogy kind of thing, of the Trinity, sorry. I don't know. I feel like this Mortal Kombat stuff is kind of like an Elseworlds kind of thing. It doesn't feel like, they're not using the actual mythos, so it is sort of Elseworlds Mortal Kombat. If this one crashes and burns, they'll let it go for a little bit and have it reboot. We'll see how that live action Street Fighter remake goes. Careful, James, you don't want to call it a remake because if it's not based on the actual game, it's based on the book. That's not very good. Yeah, you should see all the comments for the Society of Snow stuff. It's not a remake. It's based on the book, and you shouldn't call it that because it's disrespectful to our people. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, guys. It was a live reaction. Anyway, let's move on. Enough of my grievances. It's Monday, so let's talk about the weekend's box office report. So, guys, we've got 2 reports to look at here. Normally, we got the 2-day weekend numbers for January the 12th to the 14th, but it is a long weekend in the States, so we'll use those numbers instead because it's Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. So I think most people have the Monday off. So we'll use those numbers for our purposes here. And it's just pretty much the way that I thought it would go. Didn't I say this on Friday? Mean Girls is number 1 with 32 million. Beekeeper's number 2 with 19 million. Wonka's number 3. Number 4 is Migration. And number 5 is Anyone But You, still hanging in there. Anyone But You. Romantic comedy, huh? Anyone But You. Yeah. 56 million, 22 internationally, 79 worldwide. I think they got to be happy with that. Glenn Powell, Sydney Sweeney. Romance is in the air. And it's sustained because it's the only type of movie out that's kind of like that. It's the date type movie, right? Date night movie. Aquaman falls out of the bottom, the top 5. Night Swim, Book of Clarence barely got in there, 3 million. Now, opening up in wider release was American Fiction. It says only 625 theaters there. But it opened up last year. I'm not counting it as this year. So when we do the best of January movies, American Fiction's not going to be there. Even though I went out and saw it this weekend, just because it had that wider release, it is worth seeing. It is. It's got some really good, like the script is tight, and the acting is really good. So go check it out for that. Poor Things is slowly coming out of the theaters now. Soul. I don't know what Soul is. The Book of Clarence was that kind of is struggling to find a better life. Clarence is captivated by the power of the rising Messiah. Yeah, it was a little. I thought it was a little bit like Life of Brian. It looked like perhaps, but I don't know. Let's just go in with the top one. Mean Girls, number 1 spot, 32 million. Not an international release yet, huh? It's a musical. So, guys, I didn't go out and see it this weekend because I think I'm going to go see it next Saturday with somebody else. So that's why I preserved it. I'll see it this month, but I also am very curious about this weekend opening up is that International Space Station movie where they're on the space station and they see like World War III or something breaks out with nuclear weapons. That one opens up this weekend as well. So that'll give Mean Girls, I don't think it'll give that much of a competition to Mean Girls because people liked Mean Girls for the most part. 71% by critics, 67% by the audience. So the audience is not as charmed with it as critics. Fascinating. If you like John Hamm, then maybe you like this movie. I don't know. Actually, I'll watch it because I want to see some younger upcoming talents. I want to get acquainted with up and coming actors. And of course, I have a small crush on Tina Fey. But who doesn't? Mean Girls, number 1, with 32 million on its opening day weekend. I think that's pretty good. On a budget of 36 million, though, it's going to make that back. Oh, yeah. Mean Girls is going to be hanging around there probably right until, Valentine's Day. Because we're halfway through January here. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks. No, maybe not Valentine's Day. That's a whole month away. But you'll have the word of mouth. And as I said, ISS is not going to knock it off its perch, I don't think. Because it'll be down to about 15 million next week. Maybe ISS will have, maybe ISS will have enough power to bump it out. Beekeeper, number 2 is the Beekeeper, 19 million domestically, 2.8 internationally, 21 worldwide. So it hasn't quite opened up in all the markets yet. But yeah, the Beekeeper. I really enjoyed this movie. Guys, it's just mindless action. Don't go in there expecting to be transformed by what statements it's going to make. If you want to see something like that, go see American Fiction, because that's got a lot more to say. This is just straight up action. Here are the bad guys. He's the good guy. Do we need to know his motivations for everything? Do we need to know how he acquired all of his skills and backstory and stuff like that? No, it's just straight up, here are the bad guys. He's the good guy. He's going to go and get retribution for the good team. And that's what happened. That's what the Beekeeper is, guys. And just don't try to think anymore. I saw people critiquing this movie. I'm looking at you, Dan Merle, I was distracted by some people in the background shot up on a ladder trying to fix a leak in the roof. It's like, what? I don't even remember that. Like, that's like, if you're picking apart that movie, this type of movie, looking at that kind of stuff, uh, then I don't know what to tell you. But even Dan Murrell came around in the end and said, yeah, it's fun. It's worth. He had a good time watching it, but he was also saying that it's also bad. Guys, I think I thought it was pretty good, and I want to see more in this universe. I would be open to seeing the Beekeeper 2, oddly enough. I totally would. Uh, yeah, David Ayer reflects on the Beekeeper star Jason Statham. I got schooled by him because he is an action star. He can handle the action. It was kind of like I watched a behind the scenes stunt uh, video of them working on it, and Statham did all the stunts, man. They didn't bring in somebody else. So when you actually see him throwing down, it's him doing it. And that's what kind of like caught David Ayer by surprise here by saying that he was schooled by him. He said, quote, Jason's an action icon. He's really an action superstar, and he's his own brand. And when working with him, it was really understanding how he works, what his sort of camera grammar is, and then bringing an A game to the action. Yeah. So I kind of got schooled by him, and I learned a lot about action and stunts and performance more than I knew already. He was just an incredible collaborator. Yeah, that's what I hear too. That he does his homework, he gets up into shape, and then he's kind of like, well, this will work better from like for the movement of the way that things are going, kind of thing. Yeah, Statham. It's weird because he can do stuff like Meg 2, which is kind of like meant to be like schlock. And this would get pigeonholed in as schlock, but it's just kind of like cool. Like it was not quite as good as a Taken was for a January release. It's just, but it's in like the same neighborhood. Uh, Taken just had so many iconic lines in it, kind of thing, right? From Liam Neeson. Um, but that was pretty much a straight up action thriller, and that's what the Beekeeper is. All right, moving on. Enough about the Beekeeper. You've gushed over it enough. Wonka hangs in there at number 3. Migration, number 4. No changes there, huh? Oh, because sorry. This is from the glimpse. But yeah, not to see. Yeah, and then Expendables 4. I don't know what the heck was that. That's script issues. I don't blame Statham for that. That's production. That's producers. The producers to say, let's use all these people, but we'll have it all on green screen stages. Get out of here with that. Careful, James. Uruguay invades Ontario. How passionate people. Yeah, a lot of Uruguayans were watching the Society of the Snow. And I didn't mean any disrespect by some of the things that I was saying. I think you guys know most of my reactions. It's just, it's just, a lot of people are going to be saying that it's a remake or compare it to the Alive. So it's kind of like, I thought it was just to talk about Alive while we were talking about Society of the Snow. But some people didn't have it that way. They thought it was disrespectful. But anyway, Argos also says maybe Jason will steer away from expendable style franchises. I think so too. And I don't think he's going to be in Fast 11, Fast and Furious 11. Actually, I think Fast and Furious 11, from what I've been hearing, they're dialing back on the cast major, which is good because we don't need Tyrese and Ludacris in there anymore. We don't need those characters. We don't need that. There's nothing in there in their storylines that's going to complete what we're invested in with the Dom storyline with Jason Momoa. Finish that out, close that off. You don't need all these superfluous external characters that are just floating around, ramping up your budget. Like, say, Ludacris, I'm sorry, you don't deserve $20 million just to be in 5 or 6 scenes for Fast 11. We're going to offer you $1 million to come in for a week. And maybe you'll have like 1 or 2 scenes, and that's it, just to wrap up your story. That's it. Sorry, but that's what needs to happen. And they say that it's going to be under 200 million for a Fast 11. We'll have to wait and see. All right. I'd like to see Jason go to toe-to-toe with Momoa. Well, isn't that they were sort of keying that up a little bit? I don't know. All right, let's move on. Neve Campbell talks Scream 7. Yeah, if Chris Schober over here. This seems to be like one of his favorite topics, right? Neve Campbell on returning to Scream amid franchise fallout. I would not be surprised if I get a call. This came out on Friday, guys, after losing stars Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega and Christopher Landon as director. They're saying, well, we should bring back Neve Campbell, right? And the casual fans out there think that they should bring her back as well. I think this, guys. They didn't bring her back for the sixth one because they didn't want to pay her what she felt was a fair wage. So I felt like, and I think she felt that they had burned that bridge, that she would not come back. But now offering her $20 million to be in Scream 7 is a worthwhile investment because she'll be, once again, the main character of the story. I would not be opposed to it. Just don't bring her back to kill her off because that's not what I want to see whatsoever. You don't have to do that. But now that they're moving away from what Scream 7 was teed up to be with Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega coming back, now that they're not going to be there, I would, if you can't get Neve Campbell back, and some places are saying that, oh, she is returning under the right circumstances. So there are people trying to spin this saying that she's coming back. She's not yet, guys. Because the franchise Spyglass, they didn't want to pay her and they kind of disrespected her. And they've headed out in social media. And guys, you know how I feel about Neve Campbell. I'll always be on her side. She said to Variety, I honestly don't have any idea what their plans are. I know a lot has gone around it. I'm not sure. They're spinning a little bit at the moment. Yeah. But obviously for the right price, she would come back. I just don't know what the story would be. I think you'd have to totally reboot it. Or like, go away from these characters. You don't need to keep on coming back to them. That's not, like, if you want to transcend the franchise, you'd have to figure out something different. Or you'd have to do exactly what the Saw franchise is. Bring her back, but have it in between. Have a story that happens between Scream 2 and 3. Have it something like that, right? Maybe go back and show how Roman coerced Billy and Stu. But then you would have to do massive de-aging, massive recasting for those roles. I don't know. It's guys, you've done 6 films. That's 2 trilogies. I think you should be happy with that. Because these are movies that don't make $200 million. They don't. They make like around 100 to 150 million for their entire run. So we'll have to see how that pans out. Next, Quiet Place, Day 1. Let's keep on with the horror vibes. A Quiet Place, Day 1 star reveals the prequel's surprising twist. Twist. Well, it's not much of a twist, guys. This guy here said that it's going to be more of a drama instead of a horror. The guy that was in Hereditary, he said this while he was on the carpet there. You can see that there. I tried to explode that out. Quiet Place Day 1's got a great cast. Joseph Quinn, Lupita Nyong'o, this guy, whoever he is, and Jaimin Hansu. Cool. Is that the director, maybe? Alex Wolff? Is Joseph Quinn going to be our Johnny Storm? I'm thinking that he's probably going to be. So if you go and listen to that quote by that guy, is Alex Wolff. Sorry, that's Alex Wolff. The actor Alex Wolff. He just goes on to say that it's more of a drama. So don't expect too much horror. That's weird. Well, it's day 1, so this is when they come down in the meteors, right? So it's kind of like, do they find it and what do they do with it? Or is there a threat of perhaps more landing? So more of a dramatic take on it. I'm fine with that. I'm hoping that A Quiet Place can do what Bird Box did, where it's kind of like, well, it's in the same universe, but told from a different angle with a different spin on it, right? Quiet Place Barcelona did a fantastic job of doing that. Like, you watched it and it's like, I don't want to watch Bird Box without Sandra Bullock. But it's in Spain now, and they're taking it from a different angle. I think it could be interesting. So I'm very curious about A Quiet Place Day One. It's one of my more anticipated movies of this year, June 28th. Um, yeah, I thought Jaimin was on the farm from last movie. Oh, is that how it's going to tie in? Jaimin Hansu. Yeah, that must have been the director there, Michael Sarnowski, in that one picture. Let's see. Was he in that movie? He was also in that terrible Rebel Moon. James, it wasn't terrible. Actually, he was in Gran Turismo as well. He was really, as the father role in Gran Turismo, he was good in that. Of course, he was in the Black Adam movies. And which one are we looking for? Um, yeah, Quiet Place Part 2, Man on Island. That's all his name was Man on Island. So when we look at Quiet Place Day 1, does it say Man on Island? Does it get a name this time? Maybe he doesn't die on the island. Or this will end with him going to the island. I don't know. Very interesting. Dennis O'Hare, Joseph Quinn. Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be more kind of like they're working in the White House or something. It's more of like a political response, which would lend itself to be more of a drama, I would say. And this was from an idea from Krasinski. He's not writing or directing this one. I think he had a hand with some of the story credits, but he didn't write the script, I don't think. Right? Quiet Place Day One. Yeah. Really looking forward to it. When does this come out? June 28th, Quiet Place Day One. Yeah. Of course, this is a prequel to Quiet Place. My bad. Jaimin would be still alive on day one. Yeah. All right. This is a story that I forgot that I didn't put into this. I didn't put it into my show notes, so I'm going to have to move it to hit or miss headlines. Let's move on to National Treasure 3. Is there going to be a National Treasure 3? Caged. Nicolas Cage is amazed. There's no National 3. Hopes Bringing Out the Dead gets modern appreciation. Bringing Out the Dead, that's the one he did with Scorsese, right? Where he's like with Ving Rhames as a ambulance driver or something that brings out like dead people from car crashes, right? So what's this? People thought that they were driving towards National Treasure 3 since the show kind of sucked. Which is unfortunate because I did like Catherine Zeta-Jones being added to the cast. They just got, yeah, make a third movie, guys. It was lots of fun. I mean, I joined them too. I think John Turteltaub made a couple of classic films for the whole family. I'm still kind of amazed Disney hasn't wanted to go to make a third one. I thought the movies brought a lot of joy to the public, and they did. And it's certainly interesting about history, and I think all of that is worthwhile filmmaking. Yeah, it had that kind of mummy fun vibe to it. And a lot of people like the first two National Treasures, and I'm really surprised that they haven't gone back to it. Because it wouldn't cost that much, I wouldn't think. Just don't think that it's going to be like, don't make the third one assuming that it's going to be like a $500 million gross kind of thing. Make it for like 30 to $50 million. And yeah, if it makes 100 million at the box office, that's good. See, that's the kind of turnaround that you should be aiming for a National Treasure. I'd be on board with that. Selena Gomez. Oh yeah, guys. Selena Gomez is going to star in a Linda Ronstadt biopic. Now that came out a while ago. We knew that was happening, but it's going to be from David O. Russell, who just did Amsterdam with Taylor Swift, right? Well, that was 2 years ago, James. David O. Russell. Yeah, he did Amsterdam, American Hustle, Silver Linings Playbook, Joy, Three Kings, The Fighter. That David O. Russell who threw he did the Royal Tenenbaums, right? Or I Heart Huckabees, was that it? Was that the one where he had like a huge shouting match on the set with uh Lily what the heck was her name? Uh yeah, it was one of these ones where he got into a big fight on the set with some people. David O. Russell did. Was it? Yeah. Anyway, pull up his IMDb. Take a look at that. American Hustle, producer, director, Soldiers Pay, I Heart Huckabees. What's it? For some reason, maybe I'm confusing it with. No, it was because Dustin Hoffman was in that scene where he was screaming at them. Lily Tomlin was who I was thinking. Yeah, he was having it out with her, and Dustin Hoffman and Jason Schwartzman were just kind of sitting there watching these two scream at each other. And he's like, I've been working on this movie for like 3 years and blah, 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 this. And why can't you just come and shoot the scene? Like, it's like, yeah. And she was like, I'm just asking questions. And they were trying to get in each other's. Yeah, I remember that. I Heart Huckabees. Anyway, he's going to be directing Selena Gomez, Linda Ronstadt, huh? Well, we know that she can sing. So that's cool. And she's getting lots of praise from Only Murders in the Building. And she's still going to be working on that mountain climbing pick, too. And she's sort of said that she's retired from music, right? So do what you want to do, Selena. She's got all these cooking stuff going on in the background, too. So that's cool. You know, I'll watch anything with Selena. She is a good actress. I want to see her step into the front and actually be the lead of something again, instead of like all those kids' movies that she used to do. And this will be more serious. And Russell has been good at getting performances out of people, right? He's worked with the greats, Christian Bale. He's worked with, well, obviously, Dustin Hoffman and Taylor Swift. So who knows? Upcoming film, huh? Looking forward to that. David Russell. John Voight? What? Arglass says John Voight was a great addition to National Treasure. They should go all out for the third installment. Yeah, well, you can't really have John Voight around too much anymore because he's kind of gotten off of his nut, which sucks because he is a good actor. And some actors out there are able to separate their work from like their political angles. Unfortunately, John Voight's gone down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories and everything's working against a certain political party in the States kind of thing. And he's gone down that rabbit hole and he's very much like Jim Caviezel that way. And it sucks because they're both good actors. But you'll be sitting there like having your coffee with them in the morning and so, oh, did you watch the ball game yesterday? Yeah, it was a good game. Yeah, right. Oh, by the way, did you get your vaccination shot? You shouldn't do that because it's blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, for God's sakes, man. I'm just trying to have my coffee and be courteous here. But if you keep talking like that, we can't hang around, John Voight. I'm sorry. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Talking about people behaving badly. Mia Goth has been behaving badly? Why Mia Goth? From X and Pearl? What's happened? Mia Goth accused of kicking Maxine actor in the head in lawsuit? What? Mia Goth accused of kicking background actor in the head, a background actor. The subject of a lawsuit. This is not good press. And Maxine is one of my favorite or my more anticipated films of this year because I really liked X and Pearl. That big monologue she's just a great actress, guys. What's happened? What's going on? James Hunter was hired for 3 days to work on Maxine as a dead parishioner, which found him lying on the ground covered in fake blood. In the scene, Mia Goth is running past him, but the lawsuit alleges on the fourth take, the actress nearly stepped on him. He complained and Goth was made aware of the issue, but on the very next take, Hunter alleges that Goth kicked him in the head with her boot on purpose. Once the shoot was done, Goth allegedly confronted Hunter in the bathroom where she taunted, mocked, and belittled him. Ooh, well, that's not good. Oh, see, now, if she accidentally stepped on him after he had asked her not to, I can understand, okay, yes, there's still a problem with her way with the blocking of the scene that she shouldn't come that close to him, right? But now that she's found him after the scene, taunted and mocked him and belittled him. That doesn't sound like Mia Goth. It doesn't. Yeah, she goes hard on the set trying to deliver far out performances, but to find like a background actor and to dress him down, that doesn't sound like her at all. But if it's true, that's shocking, guys. I just I'm in, I don't believe it. It's hard to believe, but if it comes out to be true, then we got to roll with the punches. Mia Goth, you got to get some anger management classes and get that in check, because that does not bode well. And this coming out before the movie comes out, um, that's not good PR. And maybe it's just somebody who's disgruntled on set who's come up with this, because we don't know all the facts here, guys. We don't know this. This is just allegations. This is a lawsuit. They're going to have to prove it that it happened, right? So it's kind of like, I'll keep my eye on it. Is it going to change my perspective of the movie? Probably not. I know that this could be attempted by somebody trying to take the wind out of the sails kind of thing, but if she actually did it, then yes, she's got to be held in, to the certain justice that would prevail from that. Of like, if it's just a slap on the wrist, or if she's got to pay some damages to the guy, who knows? We'll have to see how that all pans out. But I saw that and I'm just like, wow, I'm shocked, just shocked. Another movie coming out this year that I'm looking forward to is Twisters. Twisters, everything that we know about Twisters sequel. I thought, I was thinking about this. It's like, we're due for a commercial, a teaser soon. July 19th is when this comes out. Oh, that's Ursula right there. I was like, who the heck is that? Top Gun Maverick director Joseph Kosinski is to thank for the existence of Twisters. Is he directing? Kosinski? No, it's Lee Isaac Chung, the guy who did Minari, is directing. Glenn Powell, Katie O'Brien, Kieran Shipka, cool. Daisy Edgar Jones and our new Superman, David Corenswet, is going to be in this movie, Twisters. But those are two actresses that I'm looking forward to, Kieran Shipka and Daisy Edgar Jones. Thumbs up in my books. Of course, we just saw Kieran Shipka last year in Totally Killer, which she was really good in that. Really good. Wait a minute. Was she in that movie with the girl that's playing Jade? No. I'm confusing. Well, then who is she standing by? Who's that? Isn't that the girl that plays Jade in the Mortal Kombat movie we just said? What is that? Supercut. What movie is that? But anyway, Kieran Shipka, Totally Killer. She was good in that, so she's going to be in Twisters. David Corenswet is going to be our Superman. We know that. He was also in Pearl with Mia Goth. See how it all ties together, guys? Daisy Edgar Jones, big fan of hers because of Where the Crawdads Sing. She was really good in that. Really good in that. So I think she's going to be the lead. And I think she's playing the daughter of Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah, Where the Crawdads Sing. That was a good movie. I'm glad that we watched that here on the channel. I'll have to see how well that's doing. But I'm looking forward to that. What else was I going to look at? Oh, yeah, Moira Turney. Oh, yeah, she was just the mother in Iron Claw. That's cool. She did good in that, too. Iron Claw. So, what do they know? Stars, not returning characters. It appears that Helen Hunt is not going to be coming back. Although she was listed early on that she was going to have like a cameo. Obviously, Bill Paxton can't. I'll have to see. Twisters is definitely not a reboot. We're not trying to recreate the story from the first one. It's a completely original story. There are no characters from the original movie back. It's really a continuation. It's just its own standalone story in the modern day. I don't think anyone brought up Twister in forever. But talking to people, they're like, that one was one of my favorites growing up. That movie terrified me. Yeah, and it's due for kind of like an update of storm chasers, storm hunters, trying to document tornadoes. Although they don't need to document for the same reason anymore to figure out to get their little sensors up into the twister to figure out how to map it and stuff. They'll have to bring in a different angle to it, right? Why are they out there storm hunting? I don't know. Maybe for the same reason. I don't know. I just hope it has the same kind of fun, levity to it, kind of thing, right? Oh my God, we got cows, kind of thing. Twisters, yeah. We should. I feel like they brought this out now because we're gonna get like a teaser for this soon, right? July 19th, maybe at Super Bowl. In a couple weeks, we'll get. Yeah, we're gonna get a bunch of teasers at Super Bowl, and hopefully that one will be it for Twisters. One for Maxine and one for uh, Quiet Place Day One, for sure. Byford says there is no Twister 2 without Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. Well, unfortunately, we're getting one, Byford. We're going to have to deal with it. Our Glass Viking says Mia Goth is going to a little too heavy with the method acting as Maxine. Well, maybe that too. Maybe she was just caught up into it. Because it is hard. When you get into that mindset, you have to deprogram yourself and kind of like go, oh, no, I don't need to behave like that all the time around. Yeah, like a little bit like what Jared Leto was doing as the Joker kind of thing, sending people dead rats. I'm like, why? That's pointless. There's no, what joy is for that? All right, let's move on to some hit or miss headlines, and then we'll wrap things up for the day. If it's a hit, we'll move on. If it's a miss, we'll just if it's a hit, we'll talk about it. Big Bang Theory. Kaylee Cuoco fails to break her terrible Rotten Tomatoes movie streak with Roleplay. Yeah, Roleplay's out on Amazon. Or sorry, it's on Amazon Prime, right? And if Amazon Prime wasn't $23 a month, I would still have it. But for God's sakes, I can only afford it when House of Dragon comes out. Like $23 a month for it's up there with Netflix. So I'd either have Netflix or Amazon Prime, and I can't afford both. God's sakes. Kaylee Cuoco may have proven her. I do like Kaylee Cuoco. I think she's a great actress. She just hasn't been able to break through to the big screen, right? Because it's not being received well. Roleplay, 18% by critics, 54% by the audience. What was it about, James? It's kind of like a spy thriller, wasn't it? Yeah. Every couple has their secrets. It's kind of like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of thing. January 12th. So this came out like on Friday, right? Action comedy. As an international assassin embroiled in deadly game of survival to protect her family from assassins. So yeah, it's very much Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I don't know why that didn't work. Maybe she's not believable as an assassin. Maybe it was the romantic comedy angle that they were trying to spin on it. I would watch it. It's just because of Kaylee Cuoco. I liked her in that other movie that we watched. What was it? Not fair. Um, with Pete Davidson, right? It was a weirdly named title too. It was like When We Met or something. Uh, Big Bang Theory. Enjoyable. Yeah. Meet Cute. Yeah, Byford says Meet Cute. Yeah, I like that movie. She was good in that movie. Now, it was a far weird, abstract kind of story. And maybe she needs to play more in that wheelhouse than trying to the romantic comedy kind of thing. But I remember, I think I saw the trailer for this. I'd still watch it for her. I would. Anyway, next. Oh, is it time to break down the Critics' Choice Awards red carpet? No. Hulu. Marvel's Echo hits the top on Disney Plus and Hulu chart with impressive debut. Yeah, there's people out there that are trying to spin this as a huge success. We'll have to wait and see. I know that some people are like, there's the huge. There are the people out there that are saying that it's terrible and stuff like that, and creating videos out there that it was awful. I didn't think it was awful. I'm glad that I watched it. I have no plans to revisit it. Next, the Chiefs Dolphins game on Peacock was the most streamed live event in U.S. history. Most streamed live event. Really? Over somebody's coronation as president? Really? Huh. Yeah, I heard about this game. It was like minus 32 there or something. My Tay had to wear like a huge winter jacket. And they won. The Chiefs won too. The Miami Dolphins didn't show up at all. It was kind of like, okay, let's just win this game. We'll just run the ball down the field a couple times because it doesn't seem like the Dolphins care. So it's kind of like, okay. So tonight, the Bills and the Steelers go. And if the Bills win, then they'll be facing the Chiefs next. Hopefully in a neutral site, because if they have to play back in Buffalo where it's cold again, I don't know about that. It was cold in Kansas too, so it's kind of like, uh, yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be the Bills and Chiefs again, and so I hope Bills can beat the Chiefs. We'll have to see if the Bills even beat the Steelers. I don't even know what kind of football the Steelers are playing. Obviously, good enough to play in the playoffs, but we'll have to see. I'm going to be watching the game tonight, so I'll have to see how that goes. I just thought that was worth noting because that's also something that's being out there on the trending stuff. All right, this is a story that I forgot to put in the show notes. Noah Hawley explains why Prometheus isn't useful for his Alien prequel. Yeah, Noah Hawley's doing a Alien prequel series. So this is going to be a series. This is not Alien Romulus movie. This is a series that's going to be on FX. Um, and he was just explaining why how Prometheus and Covenant had kind of like a different technology angle to it, right? It was more advanced than the stuff that you saw in the Ripley Alien and Aliens movies. And it's going to be more of the aesthetic of the Alien and Aliens movies technologies rather than the Prometheus and Alien Covenant. Now, some people have used this as uh, kind of like a marker of saying, well, they're retconning a Prometheus and Covenant. It's no longer canon. It's like, well, fine, but I don't think really Scott will be happy with that. We'll have to see. I don't know. I just wanted to acknowledge that they're going for more of the alien uh, feel and tone of it more than the Prometheus and Covenant. I still do want to see what the final story of the David android story would have been, because obviously he would have created these xenomorphs. He would have developed them more to be more of the bioweapon, and he would have destroyed planets and universes. Like, well, the third movie would have been all about trying to take down David, right? And then, of course, then there's that Alien Romulus movie that's coming out this year from Fede Alvarez with Kaylee Spaney, which is just another standalone story. It has nothing to do with Alien Covenant or the Ripley series. It's just an alien story that happens in the universe on a planet with some younger people. It's not going to be really tied into anything, so we'll have to see how that goes. Just a couple of headlines in there. All right, guys, let's round out the show. Well, actually, let's go over to the Twitterverse first before we look at what's finally going down there. Mingo. All right, it's just more award stuff show. Who's this? Avantika for Mean Girls Press. Lily Gladstone. Critics' Choice Awards. Melissa Barrera. Yeah, she's going to be in that Radio Silence movie this year where Abigail, or what is it called? Where it's basically like a cheekier version of Let the Right One In. That trailer dropped on Friday too. Abigail. Voting for Oscars nominations ends tomorrow, January 16th. So they got to be having the announcements soon, probably by early February, right? Angelina, cool. Yeah. All right. Critics' Choice Awards, huh? I guess we can't escape it. Let's take a look at the red carpet arrivals. There's Margot Robbie. I like the red. That looks cool. Who's this? Fantasia Barrino. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be seeing the color purple or not. Our glass says Amazon Prime is $62 in UK and Ireland. Someone is getting ripped off. $62 in Canada and UK. Yeah, Amazon Prime is just and the library is not huge or anything. It's not anywhere near as expansive as Netflix. That's why I only sign up for it when I got House of the Dragon. Anyway, let's move on. More dressed people. I like the yellow pops. Chelsea Handler. She was the host, right? I first said. Next, Danielle Brooks. He won, right? This guy won. Dominic Sessa, upcoming actor for Holdovers. Tracy Ellis Ross for American Fiction. Yeah, she was good in American Fiction. She was only in it for a small part, though. Who's next? Who's this? Dua Lipa. James, you don't know who Dua Lipa is? No, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't listen to a lot of pop music. But you listen to Taylor Swift. Well, she's pretty much the only pop. I listen to her, Lady Gaga, Selena Gomez, and a touch of Ariana Grande. But I would, yeah, I don't know. Billie Eilish. I like that. Charles Melton. Kieran Culkin. Ah, there she is. Reese Witherspoon with who's this? Ava Philippi. Oh, that's her daughter. Okay, that's her daughter. Emma Stone. Her eyes are squinting there. Is that the best picture that you guys could have used? I only watch Reachers on my sister's Prime account, our glass says. Okay. Yeah, that's another reason. I guess maybe I need to watch Reacher. Rachel Sennott. Allison Williams. Brett Goldstein. I don't think he's going to have a chance to play Hercules, guys. I don't think he's going to have a chance to play Hercules in the MCU because I think they're gonna jettison that kind of route. Phil Dunster, Lenny Kravitz, Celine Song, Jeffrey Wright, looking sharp, Quinta Brunson, Harrison Ford, and Callista Flockhart. Yeah, he's getting up there, guys. He's starting to have that pre-hunch thing that happens to the older people, right? Where you get to be hunched over. Oh yeah, well, we knew that Pedro hurt his arm the other day, right? Threw out his shoulder or something. Matt Bomer. Tom Holland, there you go. Brown. Double breasted jacket. Oh, weird. Clea Duvall and Natasha Lyonne. I haven't seen Clea in a while. Natasha's been around. I like Natasha. Divine Joy Brown. It's because because she separated the DA from the Vine. That throws me off. I always when I'm trying to pronounce it, it's Divine Joy Brown, but I always pronounce day because of that apostrophe there. But yeah, she's gonna win for the Oscar, I think. There's Emily Blunt and John Krasinski. Is that it? Mark Ruffalo, Lily Gladstone, Killian Murphy, America Ferrera, and some guy. uh, Coleman Domingo. There he is, rocking like a cape, very much, very Lando Calrissian of you. uh, but I dig it. That's cool, man. The mustard yellow. All right, how long is this? This has got to be ending soon, isn't it? Jeremy Allen White. I like that. Simple, clean look. Oh, there's Elizabeth Debicki. God, I love Elizabeth Debicki. She's awesome. She's tall, tall blonde. Dig it. Christina Ricci. She's awesome too. Is that it? That's it. All right, guys. I'm not going to look through any more of the red carpets of the Critics' Choice. There was another big one there too, um, but it's all kind of redundant stuff. There's Reese, Julianne Moore, Jennifer Aniston, Aquafina. All right, yeah, that's enough. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you very much. Emmys tonight. We'll see how that goes too as well. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Tomorrow there's going to be no movie news show because I'm working pretty much through the entire full day until like 6 p.m. We'll have to wait and see. If I come home tomorrow and there's stuff I want to talk about, then we'll get up online and we'll do some stuff. If I can, maybe is Elizabeth Debicki on your Best Actress list? No, she's not yet. But I am keeping my eye on her. Very close. Very much like I am with Rosamund Pike. Rosamund Pike's great. Elizabeth Debicki's great. Where is she? Maybe I need to save that photo of her. I don't know. I lost it. All right, guys, that's it. Thumbs up. Go Bills. Come on. Root for the Bills tonight to destroy the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll have to see how that goes. Until next time, I'll see you right here on Mirror Domains.